Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys the highly asked for, the highly renowned Magene EXAR DB508 Ultra. This is Magene's top-of-the-line wheel set that they have to offer to their consumers, and they are a very competitive price point for what they bring to the table. I've had these on my bicycle now for about, I want to say 400 miles, maybe 3 something, but I had a lot of good rides, a lot of fast-paced rides and some big groups. I had a lot of easy rides by myself, literally just kind of zone 2 riding or whatever the hell they want to call it nowadays, just relax riding myself, and put on some good miles on these wheels right here. I also paired these wheels on a titanium bicycle because of the fact of how these wheels are going to be measured out. These wheels are a little bit wider than the rest. That's why I wanted to bring them on board to try them out. And also, Magene as a company has come on pretty strong. I've seen these wheels for a long time. Patrick Lino has done a wheel review on them. I've seen them all over other YouTube pages as well. They are a really high-end wheel set that competes out there with like WindSpace, Far Sports, Scom, all these other companies. But after I worked with Magene on this power meter here that I did a review on, and I've been running now on my main power meter for a very long time and saw the value that they had to offer, they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try out these wheels, and I was like, sure. Now what these wheels have to offer is a very competitive price point. They're $1,200 wheels. That's a full carbon fiber rim, carbon fiber spokes, ceramic bearings, 23 millimeter internal rim width, 30 millimeter external rim width, which I thought was really cool. 23 is pretty wide for today's standards. And they have a staggered depth of 50 millimeter in front and 58 millimeter in the rear. But also they come in at a pretty lightweight wheel set at like, I think 1,350 grams or maybe 75 grams. We'll weigh them today. But yeah, I was like, okay, they didn't really catch my eye at first, but the more I had them on my bicycle and the more I rode them, I absolutely fell in love with these wheel sets. So in today's video, we're going to take them off my bike. I'm going to talk about the internal rim width, which I really want to touch on because a lot of people are fascinated by this 23 millimeter internal rim width. Is this the new normal? Will we see more companies do this now that we're seeing Zip, Reserve, Envy? All these companies kind of have a 25 millimeter internal rim width on there. And also, I'm going to go ahead and weigh these wheels and then give you guys a free buy sound test to let you guys know how they sound as well, because they do sound pretty good in the stand. I'm gonna spin it like that inside the stand right there. But very cool. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I really don't want to take these apart. I got to take off the tires, the rotors, the cassette. The weight might change as well because of the fact of I have rim tape on there that are installed. But yeah, we'll figure that out. There's some YouTube magic right there. A little bit of editing for you. Getting better at it. No, but wheels are on the table, getting ready to be examined and talk about all the goodies. But before we do that, let's talk about Magene as a company. They do not only just make carbon fiber wheels. They were a company that was founded in 2015, and they are very diverse in what they have to offer in terms of products they sell. They have a rear radar light that is at an affordable price, around $100, I believe. They have their own TPU tubes as well that pair very well with these wheels that I'm riding on. Unfortunately, I got a flat in my rear on one of them, but they are a very competitive price at 36 grams. They also have their power meter crank, which I did a video on, which was the PES base over here with the Magene. That is a 24 millimeter or a 24 millimeter steel spindle that works with any kind of Shimano bottom bracket, and their own 110 BCE that works with any kind of Shimano chainring as well. Very affordable prices and very competitive in terms of what they do. Not only, you might think, well, okay, well, because of the fact that they are this kind of cheap, they must lack in terms of quality. No, I've been running this power meter for a while now. I want to say a good amount of time, plus or minus 1.5% in terms of power meter accuracy, which is right there with Quark. I've compared them to my Favero Asiomas as well. The TPU tubes right there, they stack up against anyone in the company. And then also, same with these wheels as well. These are one of the top tier wheels I think I've ever ridden out there. And some of you guys always say this, that I'm a shill, that I always say that I always kind of give these products a very good value. I've been doing this a very long time. And when I say a very long time, you guys might say I look very young. I appreciate that compliment. But when I compare these $1,200 wheels to when I think back to what $1,200 wheels were 5, 6, 7 years ago, like a Mavic Cosmic Carbone with a carbon fiber rim with an alloy track that had massive bladed spokes that had so much corrosion issues with crappy Mavic hubs that they wouldn't give us warranty on. When I think of $1,200 wheels for that compared to what this is now, This is light years ahead. And some might think, again, $1,200 wheels might be cheap because why are the top tier wheels 3, 4, 5, 6 grand? These I would consider a very high-end wheel set. This is Magene's top tier wheels that they offer, and people just are sometimes always thrown away by the price tag. But I would put this up there with the big name brands out there, like the Zip, like the Envy, like the Revol, like the Princetons out there. These are very, very high-end wheels. So when I always say that these are good wheels for the money, yeah, $1,200 wheels for these compared to what wheels used to be for $1,200 are insanely nice. So yeah, before I want to get all through that, we're good to go. So let's go ahead and deep dive into these wheel sets right here. So right here in my possession is the EXAR DB508 Ultra. The Ultra is their best top tier of the line. That is resembled with the gold outline on here. I gave my input, my 2 cents. I said, hey, I like the gold. It looks very clean, but maybe if you just gave an option with the gold and then maybe with a matte black, because sometimes gold schemes don't always go with what your bike scheme might be. And believe it or not, a lot of times color sells. People buy wheels or people buy products just for the colors on there. But this is resembled with the Ultra is with the gold on there. This is their deeper dish wheels of the two. This is a 50 millimeter front, and then the rear being 58 millimeters in the rear. So a lot of companies are starting to do this with the staggered wheel set on here. You see a ton of people doing it. You see Windspace doing it. You see Revol doing it. You see Reserve doing it. You see a ton of different people having a shallow front, deep dish rear, and this is going to be the deepest dish they have to offer for Magene. The reason for this is with a shallower depth rim in the front, that's going to give you better stability, better control, better ability to handle crosswinds. But also what people don't tell you is if you want to go ahead and bring your wheel set weight down for overall weight, removing material and making the rim staggered, well, not only does it make it look cooler, but it also is going to go ahead and reduce some of that weight on there. So that's what a lot of people don't tell you. For the inner rim width dimensions on here, this is a 23 millimeter internal rim width, which is pretty wide, and a 30 millimeter external rim width on here. It seems not too long ago that 21 millimeter was the norm, but we are seeing a bunch of companies out there now push that threshold, and 23 seems to be becoming the norm. Is this too wide? Are we starting to get into gravel wheel territory? My experience with this wheel set, I ran it with a 28C tire. It had a turbo cotton 700 by 20C tire with a TPU tube on there. These rims are hooked, so you can run them either clinchered or tubeless, and you can run them up to whatever pressure you want there. I loved them. I started off this YouTube channel with a very closed-minded mindset. 23C tires, 120 PSI. That was it. Everything else is a no-go. I'm starting to adopt these wider rim channels on here. Now, to a point. I think these, now I might eat my words here, but seeing these companies go to a 25, a 26 millimeter wheel set, at a certain point, we're getting to where it's becoming redundant, because as being in the roadie cycling community, we always see we strive for this crazy lightweight build. We want to achieve 6.8 kilos so bad, but then we see these wheel companies come out like a Zip with a 25, 26 millimeter internal rim channel, and then you have to outfit it with a 32 centimeter or a 32C tire. That's like a tractor tire. You're literally putting a pound of tires on your bicycle right there. So at a certain point, it becomes redundant. 21 is a great in between. That's really an industry standard right now. A lot of big name companies are still using it, but a lot of the companies that are using hookless rims are really pushing the mold, like Envy and Zip with like a 25 millimeter internal rim width. Same with Reserve. They are hooked, but those are about like, I think 24, 25, which is crazy. So, but this was my first time ever experiencing a 23 millimeter internal rim width, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't really notice a big difference between the 21 and 23. I ran a 28C tire, and I ran about 85 PSI. You guys might say that's too heavy for me, but I still like the way that felt. They do have carbon fiber spokes on here that are bladed, and you can see you have the single pattern right here on the side, and then the cross pattern on the other side. They have their own EXAR hubs on here with the center lock rotor. They are ceramic bearings inside of here, which is kind of a press-on cap. Purple seal, it's pretty cool. But these are very easy to go ahead and pop on and off. Easy for servicing. And I can't do this one. And this was the first time in a long time that I've seen a wheel set come to me by any brand, Chinese or regular brand, that I had to install my own rim tape on. It's been a very long time. So they send out the wheels bare. The rim track is exposed, where you can basically just go ahead and thread your nipples through or your spokes through. And then you apply your rim tape, and then you can put your tubeless valves in there if needed to. So very, very cool wheel set right there. We will wait in just a second. Let's take a look at the rear. Here's the rear of the 58 millimeter deep dish wheel. And this has a 36 tooth ratchet inside of here. You can get this in either a Shimano Freya body for 11 speed or 12 speed, or it does come in an XDR compatible Freya body as well. You have their own, again, EXAR hub on here with their carbon fiber spokes. They do give you in the box, I believe, 2 or 3 spokes inside of there if you have any issues. But these carbon fiber spokes, again, are becoming a staple in the industry. You're seeing a ton of brands use them, and they're becoming more and more easier to find at like high-end or boutique shops. So it is pretty cool. And we notice here on these spoke patterns, the carbon fiber spokes are not touching each other, which is always a good thing, to be honest with you, especially here in South Florida. A lot of times water will build up here, or sweat or whatever from the road, and this will actually get like a little bit of a white anodizing or like kind of like corrosion on here. So whenever you don't have this kind of stuck to spokes, I always like that. So very, very nice. Again, a center lock wheel. Come on. Pop off caps right here. And I want to open up this Freya body because this is a 36 tooth ratchet hub. It's nothing crazy. But it seems much quieter than a lot of the other hubs I've been using. Well, it is greased up very nicely. Okay, so that's a Freya body in there. You could get a 54 tooth ratchet if you want inside there. Wow. They call this a 36 tooth flat. Let's see this thing real quick. I'll pull this thing out real quick. 1 second. All right, I had to get a pick right here. I want to pull this thing out actually. I want to see, usually on other Freya bodies, they'll have a spring behind here, so it's easier to come out, but this thing is a little bit tough. Wow! Right on the carbon fiber. What the hell is that? Yeah, there's no spring behind here. That's very weird. Okay, so this is the first time I've ever seen that. It basically just has a little kind of red cap here, so that way it doesn't press against the bearing. But very interesting design. I always said this. You'll hear the Freya body sound test at the end, but usually 36 tooth ratchets still super loud. When I got these on the road, they were very noticeably quiet. A ton of grease on here. But yeah, interesting. I wonder what this is right here. Let's look at this together. Does this come off here? Is the spring stuck inside here? It just clamped down? It looks like the spring's just like compressed inside of there. Let me go ahead and remove these real quick. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so I was right. That was just maybe waterlogged. That just got stuck like that. But that red top's supposed to be right there. That's supposed to have some spring actuation on there. So maybe now it'd be a little bit louder on there. I don't know. And then let's take a look at this one. So yeah, so that's what's sitting inside there. Just like that. That's supposed to have some bounce like that. Exactly. Before it was really stuck in there. Let's look at this side real quick. Let's take a look at this bad boy. This has some bounce to it. Let me get my pick again. Hold on. All right, so pull this out. That shouldn't look bad. Got a little spring. Okay, we're looking good. Yeah, I think that one just got stuck inside there. Maybe I rode in a ton of rain, so sometimes from factory too, they just might not put enough grease in there. But I rode in a ton of rain, so it seemed like it had some like fluid behind there. But that's good there. Now for that part inside there, we can see that's the little metal kind of separation, so that way you're not pressing against the bearing. And yeah, so let's go ahead and put this bad boy back in there. Boom. And boom. So you could, like I said before, see that's much louder. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, holy cow. Okay, so anyways, Freya body, spokes, wheels in there. Very, very nice combination there. Let's go ahead and break out the scale, and we'll break out our calipers to go ahead and measure the internal and external to make sure that everything is correct. All right, so Magene says that these wheels as is weigh 1,375 grams. I believe that's going to be before the rim tape. It's probably going to add some grams there. So let's see where this goes at. And that is a very competitive weight for this kind of depth of wheels. I think we're so tone deaf, or what's that mean? So used to seeing these crazy lightweight wheels like Panda or Craft racing wheels and stuff like that. But that is still a ridiculously light wheel for that kind of depth on there, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's go to the rear. 772. Okay, this might be pretty heavy. Again, keep in mind we got rim tape on there. No, actually, damn. Pretty light. 1,389 with rim tape on there. Oh, let me see if I can get that in there. 1,389 grams with rim tape on there. That's actually really nice. Dang, that's pretty light. Again, under 1,400 grams for a wheel set that is almost a 60 millimeter deep dish wheel. Stupid lightweight. Let's go ahead and measure these wheels up. All right, let's go ahead and measure these things out. I need to get a new pair of calipers. They keep on getting used by all my guys here at the store. We use them a lot for actually measuring seat posts out, like 27.2 and 31.8 whenever we work on hybrids. Okay, so the inside here is right on 23. A little bit over 23, but right on 23. It's right where that blue line is. Yeah, these are Park Tool. I know they're not the best. These things are kind of janky. And we'll go on the outer rim here for the widest part. I want to scratch with the rim, but again, right at 30, give or take. So that's really spot on to what they're saying for the wheel width on there. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get these things mounted back on my bike, and then we'll wrap up this video. All right, so there you guys have it. These are the Magene EXAR DB508 Ultra wheel sets, and this is basically my bicycle that I've been riding now. I'm riding this twice a week, 3 times a week, about 100 miles if I can. This is my daily driver, so everything you see on this bicycle does get ridden, and I will keep these wheels on this bicycle for a very long time. I absolutely love how this bicycle is set up, and it has been a very dream to ride this bicycle, and very, very happy with it. So, if you guys are interested in the Magene wheels, I will put a link down below to their website where they have everything there, including their power meter and also their TPU tubes. But again, phenomenal wheel sets for the money. We tend to overthink these again because maybe there's so many different wheel sets out there, but Magene seems to be a very big company, and they have a 2-year warranty on their wheels as well for any kind of manufacturer defects. And they've been around for a very long time and respected by a lot of the people over in China. And then I know there's a lot of people over here as well in the Western area. A lot of people run these wheel sets as well. So they are a very good option if you're looking to upgrade to a very new wheel set. These wheels right here are $1,200, and I will have a code that you guys can use. It'll be in the first comment. It's called GC50. It'll give you guys $50 off the total purchase, so I'll bring it down to $1,150. But that code can be used on anything. It's basically you're going to get $50 off if you spend $1,000 or more. So if you want to add on your power meter onto there, you guys can do whatever you like. It'll be $50 off the total order over $1,000. But they are a phenomenal wheel set. If you guys want, go check them out. A bunch of people have done a ton of reviews on these things, but I'm very happy with how they have been holding up. And yeah, they're just a really, really good option for today. So thank you again so much for you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Here comes a free buy sound test on the Magene EXAR DB508 Ultra. They have a 36 tooth ratchet in there. And I will say, for a 36 tooth ratchet while riding this bicycle on the road, it is much more quieter than the wheels I've rode in the past. So keep that in mind. But here we go right here. And look how balanced the bike is as well. Very nice. It almost sounds a little bit like a Zip 454 at the beginning. The hub, how it sounds kind of like that noise, but the wheel is super balanced, very little shake in the stand. They did a really good job with that.